Welcome back to another video. It is Tuesday evening. If you have watched last week's video, you will know that I've literally just wrapped up last week's video, cutting straight into this video. I've been so my focus just hasn't been on training. My focus hasn't been on YouTube or socials. My focus has just been on our puppy. If you've watched the last video, you've met our puppy. He is now named. He is called Zuko. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video actually, so I don't think he was named when I filmed his little intro. Yeah, so the last week I've literally been sleep deprived. I mean, I still am sleep deprived. I did have a good nap early this evening, to be fair. But yeah, my priority is just not being recovery, training, food and everything, which is normal. But I am definitely feeling ready to start making those things a priority again. Obviously, sleep is going to still be difficult we've got he's literally 9-week-old puppy. It's not going to be great yet. But other things well within my control, such as nutrition, I am feeling ready to dial back in. So probably going to, I don't really know what my plan is going to be. I kind of want to cut for a little while. With Christmas coming up, I don't see the point in doing it before Christmas, if I'm totally honest, just because this is the time of year where a lot of my friends that moved away come back and I just have a lot more social things to do, as kind of most people do around December time. So I'm probably going to wait, and after Christmas, because I don't know when I'm next competing, I might try and cut, I say try because I know I probably won't want to do it. I might cut down to 81, 82, which will be considerably lighter than I have been in years. Just to kind of recomp a little bit, and also just to see how I feel a little bit lighter, because generally when I'm lighter, my leverages for squat especially feel a lot better. I think because when I'm lighter, I can squat a bit narrower, and that for me feels like my most strong position, which typically with squats, people feel stronger when they're a little bit heavier. But for me, it's kind of the opposite, or at least that's the theme I've always noticed. It might be different now. And also, yeah, I just want to maybe do a little bit of a cut and then kind of eat up into my next competition to see how that goes. I think with knowing that for British, I did a cut on the day, I did a sweat, I had a hot bath, I sweat out and spat out a kilo, or around a kilo. I know that works for me. So I'm kind of intrigued to maybe try for my next comp, eating up a little bit more, but it also just depends. But I think I would like to potentially do a little bit of a cut, but it won't be till after Christmas anyway. So I'm just going to see kind of how I go, how I feel. If not, to be honest, I'll probably just kind of maintain around 85, 86, probably 87 for a good few months until I get closer to comp season, and then I'll cut to 85 and a half, 86 and do the same as what I did this time. As much as I didn't enjoy hot bathing for English, not the English, British, it did work really well, and I think usually I'm not staying completely on my own. The only reason, which I will have mentioned in my comp recap, that I cut it so close to being 84 on the dot is because I was scared to hot bath on my own, just because I get quite low blood pressure, and obviously hot bathing makes you go a little bit dizzy. I didn't get to the point where I felt like I was going to pass out or anything, but generally when I just have a hot bath, a relaxing bath at home, which I don't do very often, I go dizzy when I get out. I don't have to be in there long. So when having hot baths for the sole purpose of sweating off weight, obviously it's not great for my, I think it's my blood pressure. So yeah, I'm thinking to myself, I know that works really well for me now. So providing I can put on the strength that I intend to put on over the next 12 months, for next year's British, I probably will end up doing something similar. But I'll essentially just make sure I don't go on my own. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's not relevant right now. That is so far in the future. But obviously I will let you guys know what I decide to do in terms of body weight and nutrition and stuff. But I'm just going to kind of track around. I'm probably going to go 2,500-ish calories to begin with, I think is kind of the plan. I was sitting and planning kind of what my macros should be today. I'm also going to trial on my rest days having a really high fat day. I say really high fat, just a considerably higher fat day and then lower carb day. On the week, or the couple of days leading into British before I travelled and went on to my gut cut, I slowly dropped my carbs and increased my fat anyway, so that kept my calories the same as what they were. So energy in theory was the same, but essentially just dropped a little bit of retention due to carbs, the water retention that comes with eating carbs, which generally I actually felt better like that. The only other thing was obviously, I'm just going to stop talking. I'm literally not getting my point across. I'm so tired, guys. I feel like I want to really get back on the YouTube grind, but I'm so tired. But no, generally I'm feeling good. Basically, I'm feeling ready to get back into working hard and pushing myself. I've literally had a week mental break. I've still trained. One thing I did on Saturday as well that I didn't mention in the last video. So I'm doing the same split that I was doing into British now. So we've got a cable machine in the home gym that has still not been attached to the wall, so it still can't be used. Hopefully that'll happen in the next week or so. When that does, I will be dropping one of my training days and just doing a longer session. So currently I'm doing Tuesday, which is today, squats and bench. Then I'm doing Wednesday, Larsen press, deadlifts, and then a couple of smaller accessories. And then on a Thursday, I'm doing upper accessories at Pump Gym, which is near mine. And then when I get this cable machine set up, I will be merging the Wednesday and Thursday. So I'll just be doing my more accessories after deadlifts. And then Thursday and Friday will then both be rest days. Saturday is squat, bench, and some accessories, I think. Can't remember off the top of my head. And then what I also am doing, so squat, bench, close grip bench. And then Sunday is currently my full body accessory day. But the weekend just gone, my boyfriend goes to Pump with me to do my accessory days in the gym. And he wasn't here on the Sunday, so we went on the Saturday night. So I literally did squats, bench, close grip, and then we went and did a full body accessory session at Pump after. And I think I actually preferred that because I don't like training both days of the weekend. As much as the accessory day was obviously a bit harder because I was already tired from my main session here, it felt really good to just go and like push straight after and then know that the next day I had a rest day. So that might be something that we do more often, and just have an extra rest day. But yeah, like in an ideal world, I don't really want to be training weekends anymore. I really enjoyed leading into Commonwealth, having the weekend as a full rest, just because there's other stuff that I need to get done. But in terms of the perfect split for me, or the best split for me in my progress, I know that training at least one day at the weekend is kind of needed. So yeah, compromise, but I don't mind. Like I do enjoy training at the weekend, like especially like my Saturday session. It's just one of those things where like when there's other things to be getting done, like my mind just can't focus so much on training. But I think that also is linked to me feeling burnt out going into British. Like I think leading into Commonwealth, like it was such a, like as much as I knew in my head I was more focused on British than Commonwealth in terms of like I knew British was something I cared more about than Commonwealth. I definitely was more mentally like all into Commonwealth, and then with British it was like just plodding along to try and keep going. I think, yeah, I felt burnout going into British, and that part of that was me resenting training at the weekends as well. So I think once I get back into the swing of training, I'm not going to mind training weekends, because also when we go to Pump Gym to do our accessory days at the weekend, it's so much quieter than during the week, and especially with January nearly here, why would I not prefer to go at the weekend? Anyway, that is completely irrelevant to anything. I need to train. I'm kind of putting it off because I'm still a bit tired. But that is just a permanent state at the moment, but it's fine because our puppy is so worth it. I'm going to stop talking. I've got the top set of 8 and then high bar back offs. I'm going to see how I feel with high bar. If high bar upsets my lower back again, I say upsets very loosely, like it didn't make it considerably worse, but high bar has always made my lower back feel a bit irritated, and it's just not worth that risk, to be honest. Like I know it, the thing is with high bar is it takes the pressure off of my elbow, so it'll allow my elbow to heal, but also it will make my lower back worse, and I would rather deal with my elbow than, or like I would rather put up with my elbow than cause issues with my back. So basically this is going to be my last week of trialing high bar. If after today's session I'm still not feeling confident with it, or it's making my back feel a bit iffy, or I don't feel like it's any better, I will probably take it out and just do low bar back offs, but we will see. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and train.
Bring the gun.
Okay, so squats actually felt decent. So my first rep of my 145 didn't feel great, but to be honest, I think it was just me being lazy. Like any weight underneath, let's say like 160 now, I just don't lock in and register that I have to try. And although 145 for 8 is very easy, it's still 8 and it's still 145. Like I still have to, you know, brace properly, set the bar right on my back, which I absolutely did not set the bar right on my back. My left wrist was so cocked that whole set. It was so painful. Like when I like re-racked it at the end, I had to really slowly release that side because it hurt so much. So I was very lazy for my top set, but it felt easy enough. It was fine. Like the first rep, I definitely like didn't set myself right at all, but it was fine. It was easy. It was comfortable. And then I did back offs at 115, high bar 8s. Felt considerably better than last week. I think wearing the bar grip sweatshirt, like it's just coincidence that I'm wearing this one tonight. But I think for high bar, I might actually keep wearing it because it felt a lot more stable on my back. And it just felt better this week. I felt like I was using my quads and my legs more than just my back getting pumped. My back still got pumped, but I didn't notice it anywhere near as much. Like it was between my second and third set, I noticed it, but it wasn't as bad as last week. So I'm feeling better about high bar. I think I'm going to keep it in for the rest of this block and then reassess. It would be good to keep some kind of variation in, especially something like high bar, because I'm such a narrow squatter. My quads are so important anyway. Like it's important for me to have a strong position in high bar because it should, in theory, carry over to my low bar. Like my stance is so narrow with low bar. It's not like I'm a super wide stance squatter when I'm doing low bar and then I'm doing like a narrower high bar. Like my stance on both is fairly similar. So if I get stronger at one, I should be stronger at the other kind of thing. And I do genuinely think it would have a decent carryover. So we'll see. I'll keep it in the rest of this block and then reassess how I'm feeling. It'll also be interesting to see how it obviously impacts my Saturday squats and also my deadlifts, to be fair, because I'm deadlifting tomorrow. So I know last week I had quite, not bad DOMs, but I definitely had DOMs in my legs from high bar because it's a new movement I haven't done for ages, obviously. So it might impact my deadlifts towards the end of the block when they're heavier. It also might impact my squats at the end of the block when they're heavier because, again, it will be more quad DOMs, but we'll just see. It's lighter load overall, so it might not really make much difference. And to be honest, I think a lot of that is just going to be mental anyway. Like if I tell myself it's going to impact it, it's going to impact it. But no, I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm now going to bench. I've got 3 singles at 107 planned. I don't really want to wear my bar grip top for bench because I've really gotten good at benching no matter like how slippy the material of my top is. Like I've gotten really good at maintaining my positioning even on worse benches and with worse tops and stuff on. But it's very cold, so I am going to keep this on. I'm just going to see how it goes. But if it's not on when I'm benching in the videos, you'll know why. So yeah, no, I'm now going to bench. Nothing else to really report. I'm feeling a bit bloated tonight. Like I don't feel great. I had quite a big lunch, but it was like 2 o'clock, and I didn't start training until like 7:30. And I was still really full. Like I had an apple about an hour before I trained, but my stomach just feels so bloated right now. So that's really annoying. Like I'm not someone that typically bloats very often. So yeah, that's not ideal. Making me feel a bit worse while I train, but it's fine. Squats were fine though. I'm going to stop talking because I'm kind of just talking for the sake of talking right now. But it's getting late and I need to finish bench and then get in and eat and sleep, although I might not actually have dinner tonight because I feel so bloated. I might just have a shake. We'll see. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking and get a bench. Okay, so it is Wednesday afternoon, it's 3 o'clock. I am now about to head into the gym to get my session done somewhat quickly. Before I do that, I do need to feed Zuko, who is on my lap. He's being very sweet and cuddly right now that I don't want to go out in the gym, but I need to. I've got a podcast to film tonight with Joe Borenstein, the American 83 who, I can't remember what he totaled, 865 at Raleigh earlier in the year. I need to check that. But yeah, so I'm filming a podcast with him later today, which I'm really excited to film. That'll be up in a couple of weeks, or I think it'll be a week when this episode comes out. So I need to get my session done in good time so that I can get everything ready for that. And yeah, I'm gonna head out in the gym now. My camera hasn't got much battery left, so I'm probably not gonna take that out to film. So I'll just post videos from my phone of my lifts from today, but it's just ascending, last and press, and then deadlifts, which are all fairly light today anyway. So yeah, nothing to really report. I feel fairly good. I am definitely ready to start tracking my food again, probably as of tomorrow. Yeah, feeling very tired, but I think that's just part of being a puppy mum. So yeah, gonna head out to the gym now, and well, once I've fed him, and see how the session goes.
I'll build you up, you break me down, tear everything apart. I give you all I can, but then you go and break my heart. But this ain't true love, boo. But this ain't true love, this thing right here, so I'm gonna leave you. Can be with someone who doesn't care. Be running and running and running and running away from our problems. So here we stand on the edge tonight. There's no turning back now. I've been weak for 3 damn weeks. I can't think straight, no, I can't eat. I cry and I cry and I cry and I cry. The way I cry, it's time to say goodbye. Oh, this is what love do. I'm tired, this is how you lose. My trust for you, if only you knew how much I tried. What love do. I've had enough. Treat you like you my everything, but you just shoot me down. 'Cause I am just your anything. You throw my heart around. This ain't true love, boo. But this ain't true love, this thing right here, so I'm gonna leave you. Can be with someone who doesn't care. You've been lying and lying and lying and lying to me like forever. I can't believe that I bought your shit. I was too blind to see what you did behind my back. So well hidden that I lost my track. I try and I try and I try and I try. The way I try, it's time to say goodbye. This is what love do. I'm tired, this is how you lose. My trust for you, if only you knew how much I tried. What love do. I've had enough. You broke my trust. You killed the vibe. I've had enough. Won't waste my time. Love, you hit me down. Love, you hit me down. Love, you hit me down. Love, lost, I can't be found. Lost, I can't be found. Lost, I can't be found. Love, you make it so hard to breathe. You make it.
Okay, so I just sat down to make this video and realised I literally never recapped Wednesday's session or Saturday's session, let alone my accessory days as well. So that's not great. So I'm just going to film this clip here and basically just say training felt a lot better last week, or this week, this video, than it did in week 1. So week 2 felt much better. I think it's just being back in the groove of things. I don't really have much to say. Like, bench felt quite heavy. I remember bench feeling pretty heavy on my Saturday session, but it was quite heavy, so it's not really a surprise. Also can hear little footsteps coming upstairs. Any second, I would imagine we're probably going to see a little head. He literally follows me everywhere, bless him. He's got hiccups as well. But yeah, so I don't really have a lot to say from that training week. It was week 2, it was fairly light. Bench is fairly heavy, but I'm being kind of aggressive with bench because it worked really well going into comp, and obviously I want to keep that momentum going with bench. The thing is with bench press is you can push it pretty much year round compared to squats and bench because the fatigue and stuff is a lot lower. It's a lot easier to recover from, and higher intensity seems to work quite well for my bench. So yeah, we're just going to kind of see what happens for the rest of this block. Nothing else to really say. I promise from next video my content will be better. I will be showing more normal like day in the life stuff. It's hard for me to remember because I feel like my days are really boring for the first half because it's just work. Like I literally get up, I work until anywhere from like 2 till 4, kind of just non-stop sat at my desk. Sometimes I'm then still at my desk later, like it just depends on the day. And obviously that's not fun to watch, so I don't really film that. That's why I mostly just film my training stuff. But I am going to try and film more day in the life stuff, more like meal prep content, stuff like that. It's just making myself do it. But that is one goal of mine for next year as well. Like I reached 1,000 subscribers this year, like that is a big milestone. I don't want to let other commitments take over from YouTube. Like I really enjoy making these videos and I just need to actually make them worth watching. Like I want to make content that I would watch. So I'm aware that the content hasn't been amazing. Oh my God. Also, I completely forgot to say in my comp recap, well, multiple things because I was just so exhausted when I filmed it. I can't remember your name, like the loveliest woman ever came up to me during my comp. It was in one of the breaks. Can't even remember if it was the break between squats and bench or bench and deadlift. But she came over to me, introduced herself. I believe that was the first comp she'd gone to watch. She's new to powerlifting. She's been watching my videos and I can't remember your name because I mean, on comp day, like my mind was just out, like I was just out of it. Like I'm surprised I could even string sentences together. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming up to me and it was so lovely to meet you. And that was like such a crazy, like it put me in such a good mood after that. Like I was already in a decent mood because comp was going well. But it just put me in such a good mood and it reminded me why I really enjoy making these videos and stuff. Like people reaching out to me, especially newer people that have found these videos, like they're who these videos are for really. Like there's not a lot of powerlifting content out there. And the content that is out there is mostly men as well. Like having women come up to me, obviously this content is relatable for men that train too. Like there's not a massive difference between men and women powerlifters or like male and female, or just anyone. But it just felt really amazing to have like a new powerlifter come up to me, introduce herself and just say that she's been like watching my content, that it's kind of relatable and honest. Like that is one thing I really try and do. Is like I won't hide things on this channel. I will be brutally honest about everything, which is why I think as well I'm very aware, and I've definitely mentioned it in so many videos, like my content has not been great lately because I've just been exhausted and I was a bit burnt out going into comp as well. Like I don't think I mentioned that in my comp recap. Like I felt so burnt out in the weeks going into British. I don't think I particularly said that out loud in my YouTube videos, but that was more just because I didn't want to say it out loud and like admit that was how I was feeling. But I just realised that was a massive section of my comp recap that I just completely forgot to mention. But since comp, training wise, I've definitely felt a bit less burnout. I think just life wise, I'm feeling tired, but obviously that's going to happen, so it's fine. I feel like I'm repeating myself so much. Like there's only so many times I can say I'm tired. Like it's not just going to fix itself. But no, like my content is going to get better and more interesting. That's a massive goal I have for myself, is to make my YouTube more interesting and get over my fear of filming around other people as well. Like I still won't film and vlog when my boyfriend's home, which is stupid because I mean he doesn't watch my videos, but like what a stupid thing to be embarrassed about. Like he knows I make these. So anyway, gonna stop talking and wrap the video up here. I hope it's been an okay video. I promise they're gonna get better. I've already started filming next week's video. I completely forgot to film this clip. And yeah, gonna try and remember to include more. Gonna try. But thank you if you've made it to the end. I really appreciate it. If you've been stuck around for a while during this rut of videos, like appreciate it so much. Let me know in the comments what content you want to see. Like I've had people say they'd like to see a video around like how to program for powerlifting, which I am definitely willing to do at some point. I just have to set up my computer to be able to kind of like screen record while I'm talking and stuff. But that is something I'm definitely keen to do at some point. If not, I might even just sit down like pen and paper or whiteboard or something and talk it out as I write it. That might even be a good way to do it. But genuinely, like, thank you if you've been keeping up with these videos. Like, it really surprises me when people actually tell me they watch these. Like, it's just, obviously I'm putting them out there to be watched, but I don't get loads of views. And so when I hear people actually are watching, like, I think even though I don't get many views, the views I get are people actually watching the whole way through, which is wild. Yeah, gonna stop talking. Please be sure to go check out my podcast, The Art of Lifting. Got some amazing episodes that I've released. Well, all of them I love, but we've got some really exciting ones coming up as well. Be sure if you shop at Inaka to use code Sian10. It will get you money off and it helps support me. Also, if you shop for MiraFit, I have a support link it's on all of my socials. It's code Sian, but I believe if you just go through the support link, it's the easiest way. That doesn't get you money off, but it massively supports me as well. And yeah, I feel like I don't think I've got anything else in the pipelines right now. I feel like I've done enough this year. I should probably just relax for the last month, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll think of something else to start doing soon as well. But yeah, thank you if you've made it to the end. I will see you next week for hopefully a much more interesting video. And thank you for making it to the end.